Hello everyone, we're gonna present on our Curriculum Integrated Learning Center. Group members are Melissa, Nilcia, Brian, Shahini, and myself, Lisandro. Hope you enjoy our presentation. In our presentation, we're gonna discuss about the types of curriculum, the curriculum philosophy, two major theories of curriculum. We're gonna talk about curriculum integration, and lastly, curriculum evaluation. So let's begin. Let's talk about curriculum types. In this section, we're gonna talk about 8 types of curriculum. So let's start. So let's start by defining what is curriculum. You could drop down your responses in the chat box. Okay, I see someone type a course of study. Okay, experiences, that's right. So here are some of the responses about what is curriculum. Your response might be found in the list. So, to start with, the word curriculum, as it is defined from its early Latin origin, means literally to run a course. So we can say that it is a total guided learning experiences designed or structured to facilitate learners' learning for establishing quality relationship between what is learned and what operates outside the school. Furthermore, we can say that it is the content, structure, and format of an educational course or program. But we might see that people have given their own definition about curriculum, like Tanner in the 1980s, Kochberg in the 1987, Pratt in the 1980, Goodlad and Su in the 1992. But we might just focus on one definition in particular, the Ralph Tyler definition. Ralph Tyler defined it as all the learning experiences planned and directed by the school to attain its educational goal. So let's talk about the first type of curriculum, the written curriculum. It is also known as the overt or explicit curriculum. This is a curriculum that is written as part of formal instruction of schooling experience. It may refer to a curriculum document, texts, films, and supportive teaching material that are overtly chosen to support the intended instructional agenda of the school. It is usually confined to those written understandings and directions formally designated and reviewed by administrators, curriculum directors, and teachers, often collectively. The next type of curriculum is a societal curriculum. As Cortes in 1981 defined it, it refers to the massive, ongoing, informal curriculum of family, peer group, neighborhoods, churches, organizations, mosques, media, and other socializing forces that educate all of us through our lives. The next type is the hidden curriculum, also known as the covert curriculum. This is used to refer to the structure and nature of school, which refers to the kind and learnings of children derived from the very nature and organizational design of the public school, as well as the behaviors and attitudes of teachers and administrators. Examples of the hidden curriculum include the message and lessons derived from merely organization of schools, such as the emphasis on sequential room arrangements, time segment of formal instructions, discipline messages, continually quietness, students standing online when getting services, student remain quiet and raise hand to be called. Hidden curriculum may include both positive and negative messages depend on the models provided and the perspective of the learner or the observer. The next type of curriculum is the null curriculum. The null curriculum refers to what the school do not teach, thus giving the student the message that these elements are not important in their educational experiences or in their society. The null curriculum involves exclusion of a complete subject or topic, or skip of some topic during instruction or putting little emphasis. For example, in a subject like history, a topic on the history of science can be excluded. The next type of curriculum is the phantom curriculum. It refers to the messages prevalent in and through exposure to any type of media. These components and messages play a major part in the enculturation of students into the predominant metaculture, or in articulating students into narrower or generational subcultures. The next type of curriculum is the concomitant curriculum. It refers to what is taught or emphasized at home or those experiences that are part of a family experiences or related experiences sanctioned by the family. This type of curriculum may be received at church in the context of religious expression, lessons on values, ethics or morals, model behaviors, or social experiences based on the family's preferences. The next type of curriculum is the rhetorical curriculum. Elements from the rhetorical curriculum are comprised from ideas offered by policymakers, school officials, administrators, or politicians. This curriculum may also come from those professionals involved in concepts formation and content change, or from those educational initiatives resulting from decisions based on national and state reports, public speeches, or from texts critiquing outdated educational practices. The rhetorical curriculum may also come from the publicized works offering updates in pedagogical knowledge. The last type of curriculum we're going to talk is the curriculum in use. It can also be known as a formal curriculum, written or overt, comprised of those things in the textbook and contents and concepts in the district curriculum guides. However, those formal elements are frequently not taught. The curriculum in use is the actual curriculum that is delivered and presented by each teacher. It is important to know the types of curriculum when it comes to developing a curriculum. You will want to choose one that best fits your institution, students, and society. Also, keep in mind that the curriculum is not for a single school year. Rather, it's a much bigger puzzle that connected to the curriculum for every other grade. Students make progress from year to year. So, you might want to follow the curriculum with your students and prepare them to continue their journey the next year and the each year after in a more logical and organized fashion. So, you will want to combine or choose one of the curriculum discussed above that best fits your institution. So now let's take a look at the curriculum philosophy. In this section, we will discuss about what is curriculum philosophy and some principles of curriculum philosophy. This will be done by my colleague, Mr. Brian.
So the curriculum philosophy. So design and goals of any curriculum for example, the national curriculum should reflect the educational philosophy, whether intentionally or unintentionally, of the educators who developed the curriculum itself. Curriculum reform may occur through the adoption of different philosophies or module of teaching by a school or a teacher. Curriculum, the meaning of curriculum can be said what is taught each day in classrooms and the reason why is it done. Curriculum can be actually a symbolic of a map that lists goals which must be reached by students along their educational journey. This actually gives me a pretty much idea about Dora and the map, right? So the philosophy It's not only what is done in our classroom, but more especially how it is done. Philosophy is also what educators believe about themselves, either positively or negatively, and what bring beliefs into the classroom. So, of course, if I believe that I'm a great person, that is what's going to be promoted, right? These beliefs also affect students and their educational outcomes. So, here in Belize, we have decisions concerning the delivery of education, and of course, these are guided by principles recognizing the rights to education regardless of your gender, your religion, language, or ethnicity, the uniqueness of the individual, and the need for the complete development of each person, and of course, protecting any individual or any students by ensuring that the content and process of education are morally acceptable for the student and of course parents and guardian. So, based on the national curriculum of Belize, there are three fundamental principles that we follow. Of course, the first one is learner learns to learn. So, basically, the belief here is that, like I mentioned before, we need to provide students with the adequate skills, knowledge, and attitude that will have them for a long life promise. And of course, that's going to give them a future of change, right? Of course, there should be informed by knowledge of disciplines, theories, recognition, predictions of future, and the identification of skills. So, of course, they should be prepared for future, not only learning knowledge-based information, but rather providing them skills as well. The second fundamental is respect for student as a learner and as a person. So there's more respect tend to be given to students than just normal person, I should say. Of course, there should be respect for each and everyone's gender, ethnicity, religion, and the list goes on. Of course, when we do so, there is full development for each and every students, be it physically, mentally, in attitude, ethically, or spiritually, and that makes a student grow in a respectful and a mannerful way. The last one, which is the third fundamental principle, is the social functionality. So we need to recognize that, of course, as a student as well, we are a child or a son or a daughter. Of course, in the social context or in the social environment, we must be respected and, of course, given the full authority as a student. Of course, this gives us the opportunity as well to see ourselves in the real world of work and not only learning but rather giving or doing what we learned in classroom as well. It's just like, for example, we can go outside and let's not forget that we still have to maintain that respect and that manner for our teacher whatsoever the situation is, either way, if it's in a large or a small.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brian. So now let's take a look at curriculum theory. In this section, we will discuss two major theories, the Tyler and the Taba. This will be done by my colleague, Ms. Nielsen.
Curriculum theory of Tyler. To begin with, curriculum theory is an academic discipline devoted to examining and shaping educational curriculums. There are many interpretations of curriculum theory, being as narrow as the dynamics of the learning process of one child in a classroom to the lifelong learning path an individual takes. Ralph Tyler defined curriculum as all of the learning of students which is planned and directed by the school to attain its educational goals. The Tyler model was introduced in 1994 by Ralph Tyler in his classic book, Basic Principles of Curriculum and Instruction. So that model has 4 major steps, which is derived from 4 questions. So each step is guided by a question. The first step in the Tyler model is goals and objectives. And the question asked is, what educational purposes should the school seek to attain? And once that question is answered, it helps to create the goals and objectives of the curriculum. The second step is content. The question asked is, what educational experience can be provided that are likely to attain these purposes? The purposes that is within this question is the same purpose that had been established in the first step. So whatever experience is selected, it forms the content of the curriculum. The third step is learning and experiences. The question asked is, how can these educational experiences be effectively organized? The educational experiences is the same one that had been selected in the second step. So those experiences are organized within the third step in a way that one experience leads to another experience and to an accumulation of experiences that allows learning to happen. The fourth step is evaluation. The question asked is, how can we determine whether these purposes are being attained? And from that question, the evaluation process of the curriculum and any other steps that needs to be taken or criteria is developed. The 4 major steps along with the 4 questions asked is what facilitates the planning and creation of a curriculum. Note, the Tyler model encourages that the curriculum is planned and directed by the administration. As the administration plan and direct the creation of the curriculum with the intention to attain the educational goals of a school. Curriculum theory of Taba. Another approach of the curriculum development was proposed by Hilda Taba, which is a 7th step of grassroots approach. Hilda Taba, in her book Curriculum Development, Theory and Practice, published in 1962, described curriculum as a plan for learning. She argued that there was a definite order in creating a curriculum. She believed that teachers who teach the curriculum should participate in developing it, which led to the model being called grassroots approach. She noted 7 major steps to her grassroots model in which teacher would have major input. She was of the opinion that Tyler model was more of an administrative model. The Taba model begins with the first step being diagnosis of needs. So diagnosis of need is when there is a diagnosis of learning needs and expectation of the larger society. That is because Taba believed that teachers were aware of what students need, so they should be the main creators of the curriculum. The second step is formulating objectives. Formulating objectives was related to the development of overall goals that should originate from a variety of sources, such as the demands of society and the need for students. The third step is selecting content. In selecting content, Taba believed that the content should match the objectives. The fourth step is organizing content. When organizing content, it should have key concept, main ideas, and facts. The content is organized based on the students' achievement levels. The fifth step is selecting learning experience. When selecting learning experience, instruction methods must keep students engaged. Learning experiences are created so they develop multiple objectives like thinking, attitude, knowledge, and skills. The sixth step is organizing learning experience. So when organizing learning experience, there should be teaching strategies for cognitive development and teaching strategies for affective development. The learning experiences are organized to allow continuity of learning. Each activity is a prerequisite for those that follow. This provides the students with a challenge without going beyond what the students are capable of. The last step is evaluation. Students' progress is monitored throughout the year. Evaluations are included at different points to help teachers and students plan and adapt learning activities to meet the objectives. So overall, the Hilda-Taba model allows for teachers to identify the needs of the students for whom the curriculum is being planned. This is of Tyler and Taba model. The Tyler's model is deductive because it starts with the general design and work down to the specific, while the Taba's model is inductive because it starts with the specifics such as the needs of the students and build to a general design. Second is the Tyler model argues from the administrator's approach, stating that administrators are the ones to decide, plan, and create the curriculum, while the Taba's model reflects the teacher's approach, which states that teachers should be included and are supposed to be the ones to create, plan, and organize the curriculum. The third difference is that the Tyler model encourages the administrator to design the curriculum and teachers to implement it, while the Taba's model is saying that teachers should be a part of developing the curriculum and implement it in practice. The fourth difference is that there is main stress on aim, evaluation, and control by the Tyler's model. While the Taba's model has that the curriculum does not start with the objective, as Taba believes that the demand for education in particular society should be studied first. So the curriculum starts with finding the student's need or the society's need. The last difference is that the Tyler's model approach may be perfect, perhaps for market-oriented education, but inadequate for the development of responsible and creative individuals able to meet the challenges of the constantly changing circumstances. While the Taba's model pays attention to the selection of the content and its organization with an aim to provide students with an opportunity to learn with comprehension.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nilsia. So now let's proceed to curriculum integration. In this section, it will be discussed what is curriculum integration and how it is done. This will be done by my colleague, Ms. Shahini.
Curriculum integration. What is curriculum integration? Well, it refers to the type of curriculum in which disciplines are blended. It also refers to combining of two or more subjects when teaching a topic. Integration focuses on making connections for students, allowing them to engage in relevant, meaningful activities that can be connected to real life. Some components of an integrated curriculum include that it structures learning around themes, big ideas, and meaningful concepts. It provides learners opportunities to apply skills they have learned, provides connections among various curricular disciplines, accommodates a variety of learning styles and theories. It captivates, motivates, and challenges learners. It helps students understand and retain information. Connects the theory learned in the classroom with practical, real-life knowledge and experiences. Now, how to integrate curriculum. There are 3 ways in which curriculum can be integrated into the classroom, and these are 1. The multidisciplinary integration. For instance, teachers can utilize technology across curriculum with the use of computer technology integrated into every subject area. In this way, students learn their various subjects and enhance their computer skills. An example of this would be students learning respect for the environment in every subject area. 2. The interdisciplinary approach. This focuses primarily on the disciplines. This approach relates to different subjects around a common theme. In this approach, teachers fuse skills, knowledge, or even attitudes into the regular school curriculum. The idea is to learn skills and concepts through the lesson that are beyond the immediate lesson. An example would be doing research projects and papers. 3. The transdisciplinary integration. In here, a student learns about a single topic or issue from a variety of different viewpoints. For example, a student is learning about tourism in social studies class. They may also learn about the revenue generated from tourism in an economics class. And they may also learn historical tourism trends in a history class. This way, a student will be learning the same topic from multiple perspectives. Some of the things that curriculum integration tries to do, or the general idea, is that it aims and allows students to have a deeper understanding of the core subject matter. Also, it helps to promote development of community within the classroom. And thirdly, it firmly believes that individuals learn best when they encounter ideas that are interconnected or connected to one another.
Thank you, Ms. Shahini, for that valuable information. So now let's proceed to curriculum evaluation. In this section, we will discuss what is curriculum evaluation, and we will talk about the Stoffel Beam model. This will be done by Ms. Melissa.
My name is Melissa Shaw. Today's topic is curriculum evaluation. What is curriculum evaluation? It refers to an ongoing process of collecting, analyzing, synthesizing, and interpreting information to aid in understanding what students know and can do. It refers to the full range of information gathered in the school district to evaluate, make judgments about student learning, and program effectiveness in each content area. Curriculum evaluation must be based on information gathered from a comprehensive assessment system that is designed for accountability and committed on the concept that all students will achieve at high levels, is standard-based, and informs decisions which impact significant and sustainable improvements in teaching and student learning. Types of evaluation: formative evaluation and summative evaluation. What is formative evaluation? It explains that this can be done during the instructional phase, allowing the teachers to know if students are meeting the instructional objectives, if the work is done on time, and if there are any ways of improvement. Formative evaluation deals with the implementation and process phase of the program. Formative evaluation is conducted to understand that processes, implementation, and working of the school, analysis of instructional material, structure of the learning task, and courses for future improvements. What is summative evaluation? It is the judgment about the merits of a complete product or program. It basically provides evidence regarding satisfactory work or modification required or whether the desired outcomes are attained. While evaluating the quality of education at schools, summative evaluation can be done at the end of the instructional program to check quality and quantity of learning and to compare the processes with the products so as to understand if the objectives have been achieved or not. What is SIP evaluation model? It is a model that was proposed by Daniel Stoffelbeam in 1971. This model evaluation requires the evaluation of context, input, process, and product. It can be used for both types of evaluation, formative and summative evaluation. Most importantly, this model provides the holistic view of every element by evaluating context, input, process, and output from each and every angle. With the help of this model, evaluation can be done systematically, fulfilling the general needs of evaluation. The important element which makes this model different from each model is that it focuses on the context for the evaluation of teaching, learning, and development process. What is context evaluation? Context evaluation helps to assess the needs and opportunities within a defined context or environment. The objectives of the context evaluation are to define, identify, and address the needs of the target population, identify the problems, and assess if the goals are responsive to the desired needs or not. The different types of method for the evaluation of context includes surveys, document reviews, data analysis, and interviews. What is input evaluation? The purpose of this type of evaluation is to provide information for determining the resource used to meet the goals of the program. The resources include time resources, human resources, physical resources, infrastructure, curriculum, and content for evaluating the quality of education at school. What is process evaluation? Process evaluation focuses on the running of the program and teaching learning processes. Implementation is a phase in which the inputs are used in effective manner to achieve the desired aims, objectives, goals of the product. The evaluator assesses the processes to understand how the school is working and which processes are responsible for better working and maintaining the quality of education. In this phase, implementation decisions are taken. Processes of the school include systematic approaches, teaching learning activities, parent-teacher meetings, annual functions, co-curricular, and extracurricular activities. It also includes students' board examinations based on both summative and formative assessment. What is product evaluation? Product evaluation includes the outcomes of the school. The focus of the product is not on the students' achievement of grades, but the skills, attitudes, knowledge, and learning and abilities they attain, which a student is going to use in life to benefit society. The aim of the school is to make the students productive so that they can stand on their feet in the society. Under the SIP evaluation model, questions that outline the aspects of evaluations. For context evaluation includes the planning decisions. Some questions that context deals with are as follows. Are the aims of the school suitable or not? Do the objectives generate from the aims? Are the courses taught relevant to the aims? Is the school fulfilling social needs? For input evaluation includes the structuring decisions. Some questions that come under the content of input are: what are the different learning skills that students will gain? Is there any balance between the practical and theory work? What type of resources should the school use for effective teaching and learning? How are teachers using their teaching skills for effective teaching learning? For process evaluation includes the implementation decisions. Process deals with the following questions. Are teachers and students of the school actively participating in different activities? Is there effective two-way communication between administration, teachers, and other staff? Can formative evaluation of teaching learning process be done? Which types of activities are conducted in the school? For product evaluation includes the recycling decisions. Some important questions with respect to the product for school evaluations are: what are the achievements of the students of the school in co-curricular and extracurricular activities? What are the different summative and formative assessment strategies used by the school? How will the students practically implement what they have learned? How could quality of teachers and school reputation be improved?
Thank you, Ms. Melissa. So now we have discussed the types of curriculum, the curriculum philosophy and Belize, two major theories in curriculum integration, and lastly, curriculum evaluation. But we want to end our presentation by giving some recommendations when it comes to curriculum development in Belize.
Here are some recommendations for curriculum development in Belize. The schools in Belize should have a yearly evaluation of the curriculum at the national level. It is a necessary and important aspect of any national education system. It provides the basis for curriculum policy decisions, for feedback on the continuous curriculum adjustments, and process of curriculum implementation. Schools in Belize independently review the curriculum along with teachers and head of department that provides suggestions in any specific area, then take to the national meeting. Each and every teacher have the right to give opinions when it is time for them to re-evaluate the curriculum. Belize schools should engage in strategic planning process and more workshop to strengthen the national curriculum provided. One reason why this should be done, it is for the school's improvement cycle to identify what the school is doing well and what needs to be done to further improve the students' outcomes. And here are our references.
I want to say thank you on the behalf of my fellow colleagues for listening to our presentation. We hope you find this presentation very informative. Thank you.